Crime Curious is a true crime podcast that takes an in-depth look into real cases through the lens of a trained investigator and former prosecutor turned judge.
If you are sensitive to expletives, anatomical descriptions, and accurate descriptions of crime scenes, this podcast may not be suitable for you.
Welcome to Crime Curious. I'm Charnell.
I'm Megan.
I'm still Jason.
Hi, Megan.
I'm rotisserie Megan.
I mean, hi, rotisserie Megan. Also, hi, Jason, too. I didn't mean to ignore you, but our girl has been out for a couple of weeks.
I was at a conference.
I know.
And then all
Stuck at
the
work.
Shit hit the fan at my real job that I get paid for.
Yeah.
And so
I know.
I would have rather been here.
I know. We would have rather you've been here
I
as
think
well.
when I finally messaged you at 6:30 and was like, yeah, so I'm not making it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. We're like, yeah,
I'm
we
still
we
in-
noticed your
I'm
absence.
still in
Figured
court.
that.
I kind
Yes.
of figured.
We did.
Waited.
They're partway through. Oh, I was like, they're partway through their second episode and they're like,
We know.
No, we waited like an hour.
I know.
We did. So if this is your first episode with Crime Curious, hi, welcome.
Yeah.
And if your first episodes were a
With
week
last
and two
week?
ago, I'm here too.
Yes.
I exist.
Megan is a co-host.
I'm a real people.
And we didn't even like make fun of you the last 2 weeks.
I know. I listened.
We didn't. No, it was pretty vanilla. You know, you bring a spark. You bring a spark to the group.
I bring them the NC-17 rating.
Yes. I like our throuple that we have
I
here
know,
going.
Me too. It's the healthiest relationship I've ever been in.
For real.
I mean,
Absolutely. And there's so many listeners going, same. Yes.
Yeah.
My relationship with Crime Curious is the healthiest relationship that I have.
Which also get some help. Call
Right,
BetterHelp.
yeah.
They don't sponsor us, but they should.
They should.
thanks, but
Yeah.
sad.
Please don't listen to us for life advice. I mean, that's not true.
I think you should listen
First
to me
of all,
for life
Oh, yeah,
advice.
no,
some
if
of us
you're-
have the
if you're feeling-
qualifications to give
If
that.
you're feeling
but
down and sad, you should totally listen to all these murder cases.
Yeah.
That'll really get this pep back in your step.
Sure will.
will.
It creates the endorphins, doesn't it? Ugh, no. I just meant we are friends. If you feel like, because we get this a lot, people write us and say, I feel like you guys are my friends. We are.
We are.
We absolutely
And you're
are.
ours too.
I don't know
Yes.
you people.
Yes.
I don't know how many of these
Did you
people.
say I annoy people?
I said I don't know you people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but the other's true
I'm just
also.
kidding. Right, I annoy people.
That's so true. Yeah. All
I'm
those
sure
things
these
are
people.
true.
I'm sure people are listening. Like, if it weren't for that fucking Jason, this would be a great show.
It'd be a great podcast.
They're like,
Do you
remember when this
when-
was a quality show?
Yeah, remember before they brought that guy on?
Right.
Which apparently, according to Google, I'm just a fucking guest.
You are. You're just a
Regular,
regular-
reoccurring guest.
supposed reoccurring
We're
guest.
supposed to fix that.
I know. We have to do the new intro.
Keep
We
saying
do.
it. Empty
right,
promises.
let's
And
shake the
shake the
gree-gree.
gree-gree. This is for good luck.
Order on the podcast.
And we need it because I know how energy works, and I know y'all have been feeling
Just like that.
exactly like that.
Just like that.
We know it's been crazy for you guys too. And
No, Charnell, what I feel like is someone lit fire to a house and they're mad at me because I can't put it out with a piece of paper and a fan. That's how I feel. Everybody
really
lit
great
everything
analogy.
on fire, and I'm over here with a piece of paper and a fan trying to put it out.
Yep.
That is my life right now.
Yep, same. That's our
I'm
work
good.
life too.
Are you?
Jason's life is
Mostly.
perfect.
Perfect.
It's his health that's a problem. He's always
Yeah,
like,
no, I'm
you want to know what my blood pressure's doing today?
I'm actively dying as we speak.
You are not.
Listen, I am decomposing one breath at a time.
We all are.
We sure are.
I'm an accelerated rate.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, are you ready for a true crime case, though?
Yeah,
That's why I'm
that's
here.
why-
All right.
I was gonna say, that's why you showed
That's why
up.
everybody tuned in. This case was actually brought to our attention by listener Kayla. So thank you for today's listener pick, Kayla.
Thanks for sending us horribleness. Kayla.
Yes.
That's what we're here for.
Yep. And it's a good, you especially, she sent it because I have a feeling she was wanting to appeal to the heart of Judge Megan.
I
on
have one
this.
of those real deep in there.
It's there somewhere.
Dig around a little, you'll find her.
Yeah, I've felt it. Yeah.
Yes.
We have discussed this on the podcast before, but it's worth repeating to remind listeners that the United States Supreme Court in 2016 made a very important ruling about juvenile offenders with life prison sentences.
Yes, they did.
Right?
Cruel and unusual punishment.
Yes.
Sent them all back for resentencing, as did a bunch of other states. And then there were some recent new opinions on this, indicating that certain terms of years that were close to life are also potentially unconstitutional and cruel and unusual.
Yes, yes. And so this ruling required Michigan to look over our 350 some cases where a juvenile had been tried as an adult and sentenced to life. Now, this is relevant to this case. This is the case of the very gruesome murder of 15-year-old Stephanie DuBay in 1990 in Warren, Michigan. Now, Warren is located in Macomb County, and it's actually about our third largest city in Michigan that we have.
Very, very close to downtown Detroit.
Mm-hmm. Yep. 15-year-old Stephanie DuBay wanted what so many teenage girls want. She wanted independence.
Oh, I was saying, she wanted to be skinny. She wanted to be the head cheerleader.
No.
She wanted to be a football player.
She wanted her to make her own choices. She was
love that.
experimenting a little bit with rebellion.
I still am.
And yeah, for her, rebellion and independence looked like a tattoo.
Oh, God.
Yes.
I would never do that.
No regrets.
As she sits here on camera showing her tattoos.
No regrets.
No regrets.
For Stephanie, this tattoo was very specific, though. She just wanted a rose, something small, something symbolic, something that she's
Classy.
Yeah, that she thought would mark the beginning of what she was becoming, right? But instead of a summer of teenage exploration, Stephanie walked straight into the path of two predators. One, barely an adult, the other, still a child himself, and into a house where danger lived in every corner. By the end of June 1990, Stephanie would be missing. Days later, she would be found murdered, and the truth of what happened inside that Warren, Michigan home would haunt her family forever. Stephanie was born June 25th, 1975, in Warren, Michigan, to Robert and Mary. By the time she was a teenager, her parents were no longer together, and her father had remarried. She had two stepsisters. And in June of 1990, 15-year-old Stephanie DuBay left her dad Robert's home in St. Clair and headed to Clinton Township to spend the summer with her mom, Mary. Stephanie had just finished 9th grade at a Christian school. She was bright, curious, and like most teens, she just wanted to push her boundaries. And like a lot of teenagers testing their independence, she had her heart set on getting that rose tattoo.
It's wholesome this day and age.
It really is. The way
in
times
that
have
time
changed.
frame. Yeah, I mean, she's about 2 years older than us, but by us, I mean Jason and I.
Right. It's not clear whether she mentioned this plan to her father, but she definitely brought it up to her mother. And her mom's answer was a firm no. She's 15. She shouldn't be getting a tattoo.
Not without parental consent.
Right. Now, that disagreement, maybe about the tattoo, maybe about other things simmering under the surface, led to an argument, and Stephanie stormed out, which wasn't unusual behavior from what I understand. In seeing some different quotes from her mom,
As the
this would
parent
happen
of teenage
time from
girls,
time. Yes.
this is something that I've seen occur.
Yeah. She did call her father from a payphone. She told him that she was staying with some friends.
My mom sucks. You would let me get the tattoo. I don't want to be here. I'm going to my friend's house.
Yes.
That's so bad that
But it's normal.
the payphone is 1990.
1990.
We had those,
Yes. Yes. Now, Robert did offer to come pick her up because they were actually going to go on a family vacation to Florida. And so he's like, listen, if you're not going to be with your mom, which is what you're supposed to be doing this summer right now, why don't you just take a break with us, go to Florida?
Yeah.
But she declined. And this would be the last time that Robert spoke to his daughter.
One moment in time. One decision.
Mm-hmm. Yes. That's what's terrifying about living life in general.
I know.
By June 26th, 1990, her mother, Mary Zelke, reported her missing to local police. For the next few days, Stephanie bounced between friends' homes. This is what we can tell from the investigation. Okay, she was couch surfing. She was trying to figure out her next move. Now, as parents of teenagers ourselves, or those who've, we've raised children through teenage years, I'm sure this brings up a lot of questions for us. Like, so she didn't just spend the night at a friend's house and you checked in with her every day. They truly.
Or you're 15, so I would have dragged her ass home.
Yes, exactly.
In a really nice, loving way.
Sure.
Like, we seem to have had a disagreement, but you seem to think that you don't have to follow the rules, so you're coming with me, and we'll have discussion when we get home.
Absolutely. And even with her father, right? Like, if you're not going to be at your mom's, you're not going to couch
Then
surf.
you're coming with
You're
me.
coming with
You're
me
not
to our
going
vacation to
feral.
Florida. Yeah. But that's just not how this family did things.
Okay.
So we do know that she did bounce between some friends' homes, couch surfing, and eventually she ended up on Jean Road in Warren, just north of I-96 and west of Hoover. The place was occupied by several people, including a 21-year-old tattoo artist from Saginaw named Jamie Jimbo Rodriguez.
Oh, Jimbo, no.
Yeah. And his cousin.
Jimbo, she's 15.
Yeah, exactly. Jimbo.
I don't know that he's licensed.
Probably
we
not.
will.
You didn't have to be licensed back then.
Yeah.
Really?
And
Correct.
no, he definitely wasn't.
Licensure happened in the 2000s for tattooing in the state of Michigan. All the useless information I know, right here.
Good.
The thing about Jimbo is that he was said to have split personalities.
Oh,
and
fun.
so one personality was Jim. That was the evil one.
Oh.
And then there's Jimbo, who was the regular one.
Jimbo sounds more fun.
Jimbo likes to give tattoos, and Jim likes to kidnap young girls.
Oh, we'll find out what Jim likes to do later. He also had in the home Jimbo's 15-year-old cousin, Augustine, or he went by Augie, so I'll refer to him as that, Pena. Okay. There were several other transient or young adults that were staying in the home in and out. It was known to local police and to local citizens as the party house.
Yeah.
A lot of marijuana sales.
He was running a flop house for teens.
Yeah.
And he's a grown man.
Yep. There was a lot of, well, not just him. He lived there with his mom. His mother was there. She sold marijuana out of the home.
Which makes
Convenient.
it
Jimbo's.
an exceptionally popular place for teenagers
Right.
to hang
Like-
out.
Go to Jimbo's. His mom can score us some weed.
Yeah.
There's
Jimbo's going to give us tattoos, and I'm going to sleep on the couch. This is just a fun summer.
Yeah. And, it was one of those, like, a friend of a friend of a friend took me there, and she ends up there. What drew her there was the fact that she wanted this rose tattoo. Jimbo is known for giving tattoos to teenagers without their parental consent. Like, he
Yeah.
will just tattoo anyone.
I
Lot
know
of-
that guy.
Yeah. Stephanie was drawn there because of that, right? I do not know what the chain of connection was, what friend it was that knew a guy who knew a guy, right? But she ends up here. And the Jean Road house was the kind of place that parents warn their kids about. A place where older teens and young adults drift in and out, where drugs are present, where boundaries don't exist, and where adults who should have known better preyed on kids who didn't. So to tell you a little bit about Jamie Jimbo Rodriguez, he was 21 years old, as I said, tattoo artist, charismatic in a predatory way, and already had wrapped up a criminal record, okay? Thieving, drug charges, that sort of thing. So Augie Pena that's there, because I'm not going to tell us all of the people that were involved. It's
too many.
It's important just to know these players, right? Augie was 15. He's Rodriguez's cousin. He lives in the house as well. He's impressionable and easily influenced, okay? Stephanie did end up with a tattoo, but sometime between meeting Augie and Jimbo and asking for the rose tattoo and staying there and probably smoking marijuana, probably drinking some alcohol, listening to the heavy metal music. And I say that not because I think that the fact that it's metal.
No, because I love all of the things you just named.
Right.
Yes,
No, that's
yes.
as a
Tattoos,
15-year-old, that's
alcohol,
actually
metal.
pretty appealing.
Yeah.
Like-
It
it's
is.
appealing now, and I'm 49.
Right.
But
Let's
it-
go do that.
Yeah.
In 1990, and with what happens, that piece is important. It plays an important role of stereotyping. Okay.
Tipper Gore was having a fit.
Oh, yeah.
So-
Jeez, ow.
Fuck.
Thanks for bringing-
She was all over this shit.
Yeah.
You just made it real political.
He did. But
Devil worshipping music.
Yeah.
exactly. And instead of her rose tattoo, Stephanie gets the number 666
Oh, for shit's sakes.
above her left breast.
Did she mean to do that?
You listen, Jimbo's the one
This
with
is
the
really
pen in
really
his
annoying.
hand. right?
Well, I'm going to tell you this.
but-
even if she did want to, she wasn't old enough to give consent to that. She wasn't old enough to have a tattoo. So technically, no. Even if she said yes, she didn't give consent.
And she was likely under the influence as well, because she went there for a rose, ends up with 666. She did call her friends to brag about the tattoo.
Yes, I have the number of the devil on my breast.
Yes.
Is there a song about a rose tattoo?
Yes. There's also the song about the number of the devil.
I was going to say, there's lots of songs.
Also, it's not actually the number of the devil. I think we've discussed this before.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
nothing-
that's a misnomer.
Satanism, and it's a whole different,
However, Stephanie also confided in her friends when she was calling to tell them that she went through with it and got a tattoo. She said that she started to feel really uncomfortable at the home because she didn't think that Jimbo liked her very much. And Jimbo not only didn't like her, but he found her annoying. And for the type of dangerous man that he was, being annoying is about the worst thing that he can think of you. Okay? Because it's like a fly. What do we do with flies that annoy us?
We swat them.
Yeah. This was her intuition that she shouldn't have ignored. One friend offered her a ride back to her mother's house, but she declined. So when you talk about decisions that change the course of your life, that simple decision right there changed Stephanie's. Another girl named Beth, who was in and out of the home because she was allegedly girlfriends with Augie, possibly just friends. There's not a ton of coverage on this, just so you guys know. So there's newspaper articles, and there's a couple of major write-ups that didn't give all of the details that I necessarily really wanted. And you'll understand why in a minute. It was a gruesome murder, so that's what everything focused on. There wasn't a lot of focus on but how really did we end up here? So I read that Beth was Augie's girlfriend at the time. And so Stephanie actually asked Beth if she could sleep over at her house. Beth's mother said no.
Okay.
So she stayed
Well, some
on the
strange
Jean
girl
Roundhouse.
you don't know.
Exactly. No, you're not just going to bring a transient girl over that I've never met before.
I don't blame her.
Okay, right. So when did I say that she left her house? June 26th is when her mom
that's when she
reported her
reported her
missing. She left her home about a week before that.
Ooh.
Okay. Then her mom reported her missing. Wednesday, July 11th, everything changed. Jimbo got an idea, and he got Augie to comply. And it was seriously this simple. Let's kill Stephanie, the 15-year-old newcomer couch surfer who annoyed him. Let's just kill her.
Well, this guy's fucking disturbed.
Well,
Very much
Jim
so.
and Jimbo.
Yep.
If that's accurate, that he's
Other personality.
got some other issues.
Yeah. And the way that it's reported and later confessed by Jimbo really was that simple. I woke up, I wanted to kill her. So got Augie, convinced him it was a good idea. And I'm not making light of this decision. I'm truly telling you how it was for them. That morning, sitting around the kitchen table, they just said in a very matter-of-fact way, let's kill her, just for fun. And because she wasn't causing harm to anyone. She was just annoying to Jimbo.
Apparently she overstayed her welcome.
Yeah, and to my knowledge, they never asked her to leave because she wanted to leave. She was calling friends to tell them about the tattoo, asking for another place to stay.
Well, how long had she been there?
Well, I don't have the exact date that she arrived there. We just know that her mom reported her missing June 26th. She had left after an argument about a week before then. And she did bounce from some friends' houses between, in that interim. But by July 11th, so we're talking, 3 weeks total since she had her fight with her mom and left. It's not like she's been there for months or anything. So you have to assume maybe a week. Maybe she's been at Jimbo's for a week. And don't quote me on that, you guys, because like I said, the details were a bit scarce when it comes to actual research, anything beyond how this lady died. Well, I shouldn't say lady, excuse me, this child died. So the two, Augie and Jim, or Jimbo, I'm going to assume that the personality at this point in time running the show up there is Jim. They went into the basement, they laid newspapers, they gathered garbage bags, and then they selected knives from the kitchen. They woke Stephanie, and they made her go into the basement. According to Jimbo's first confession, when they reached the basement, he held Stephanie while Augie stabbed her 10 times in the back and twice on the right side, killing her. And this is a trigger alert because this is what makes the case so sensational and why it was hard to find details beyond this. Jimbo wasn't done, and what happens next is what I think was the actual motive for killing her in the first place. Jim cut open her torso, removed her spleen, and mutilated the remains. He severed her right index finger because he I think it was actually the left. Regardless, he severed her index finger because he wanted to make a bone necklace from it. He carefully severed her head, and then, in just one of the most gruesome things, he removed all of the skin from her head and face, even her eyelids, but leaving her blue eyes wide open. He then placed her head in a bread bag and placed it in the freezer. The two boys then cut up her body and placed them in several different garbage bags. Now, this all happened in one day.
Yeah.
They just did this. They killed her in the morning, and by the afternoon, they were burying different parts of her body in the garbage bags.
Did they have all of the equipment accessible to them like had been planned quite some time before? Because Jimbo's making it sound like he just woke up in the morning and said, hey, I think I'll kill her today, which is still premeditation, but they had everything they needed to
They had
dismember a body.
Well,
They had knives. They had garbage bags. They had
more than a freaking chef knife for that. I think.
yes. I mean a saw, but I mean a lot of places have a saw.
Sure.
Yeah.
Fair.
Some
Are they going to blame Ozzy on this?
No. Some parts of Stephanie were buried in the backyard while others were hidden in a cream-colored Chevy Monte Carlo in the garage.
This is so all over the place.
Absolutely.
Sorry,
it is
literally.
so violent.
Right.
Like,
Yes,
but-
it is so violent.
but
That's just
but
it.
it's just it's so random. Like, we're going to bury some of her.
Right. Then we're
and
going to put
gonna
some
take
of
the
her
rest in the car.
put it in this abandoned car in this garage.
Like,
And what he did to her face and head,
it's
and kept it. He wanted to keep it as a souvenir, and her finger, wanting to wear her finger.
I don't know if Megan was here for that one, but the cheese stands alone.
Yeah.
As we said.
Yes. No, she was not here for that one.
The cheese was sliding off the cracker, and there's no cracker.
There's no cracker. It's
I
standing
listened to you
alone
say
here.
that. And I think, again, like, I feel like this is something that if he hasn't committed a crime like this before, he's been wanting to do this for a long time.
He's been on his bucket list for a while.
And then he found
Yes.
somebody who annoyed him, and he's like, I found her.
Yeah.
I found the one I want to try this
Who
on.
not only annoyed him, but seemingly didn't have any family that was going to miss her. Because she has been a runaway now. She was reported missing, but it's obvious that it wasn't all over the newspapers.
No.
There wasn't anybody like truly actively looking because her friends, she had been in contact with her friends.
They knew where she was.
Right. Had police actually investigated,
No, probably not.
then they would have
That's
found
also
her.
really, like, if, like you said, assuming he hadn't done this before,
Yeah.
that's a pretty big leap. It went from 0 to 60
I think
real
he's been
fast.
planning this wanted to do something like
Yes.
this for a long time.
And I told you, I think that detail about her head and cutting her body
So-
up was the motive for the crime.
How quickly did satanic worship come up in this case?
Oh, just wait. Just wait.
okay.
Now,
I mean, he tattooed the 666 on
He
her,
did.
and now he's engaged in some type of ritualistic dismemberment, and so it's gonna come up,
sure is.
especially as a defense. The devil made me do it.
The devil made me do it. No one from Stephanie's family knew where she was. This was 1990. There is no one tracking her location. It's possible that these two could have gotten away with it had it not been for two girls and Jimbo's own narcissism getting in the way. Now, Jimbo was known for having a mojo bag. Now, listen, we have our juju, right? Our good gree that we have. But Jimbo had a mojo bag. that was filled with weird shit. It was just something that
Jason,
people
don't judge
accepted
us.
about him.
I'm not.
Our weird shit all has good energy and good intentions.
Sure does.
We have no evil objects
No.
here.
Well,
We
no,
have
I'm just-
crystals that have energetic signatures.
No, I'm more
It
concerned.
all depends on what you use.
I'm
People
more,
send us
I'm
this
more
stuff with
concerned
love.
about how, like, I used to have a go bag and I would put stuff in it, and you're like, Jason, that's not a go bag.
That's a purse.
That's a kit.
No, he had a,
was like-
he had a
Well,
purse.
that's not what Jimbo had. Jimbo, this Jimbo's bag didn't have anything
Tell
to
me
do with the mutilation.
okay.
It was like bones and stuff.
Yeah.
He had
Right?
a bag of bones.
Little relics
Well, it's
and
just
crystals and stuff. He was just
weird
holding on
shit,
to evil energy.
Which, now that I think about it, we shake raccoon penis bones
Right.
every day
You
on
mean
this
bone?
podcast.
You mean he had a bag of bones? That's so fucked
You mean
up.
my
Like,
crystal mouse
why would
and-
someone keep just a bag or
and
jar
you
of
mean
bones?
like that crystal? Or like
Right.
that crystal?
This whole bag that's filled with ones that are shaped like penises.
Or like that crystal?
Listen, all of this stuff came to us from others with love, though. So imagine this. Imagine when two girls come to the Jean Road house and Jimbo asks them if they want to see something weird. They're expecting a squirrel foot on a keychain in his mojo bag. Okay?
Yes.
But what they got shown instead was poor 15-year-old Stephanie's decapitated head
No.
looking back at them with lifeless eyes from a bread bag in a freezer.
Who would show that to anyone?
Immediately. He did.
He needed the
did.
attention. He wanted to
Yes.
brag.
Yes. He is a fucking psycho.
Yeah.
And then it to me that says if he was smart at all, he didn't intend for them to make it out either.
Oh, right. He's like, want to come see this head? Because I'm going to add a few more to my collection tonight.
I thought of that as well. And luckily, the girls act fast. Jimbo eventually tires of them and he goes upstairs. Because remember, this all happened in the basement and the freezer is in the basement.
So Jimbo's kind of dumb. Because
well, yes.
you don't show
Or-
girls stuff like that and then say, I'm going upstairs.
I'm
You
gonna
keep
I'm gonna
them
go get
near
a
you.
sandwich. You guys want anything?
Right.
Don't look in the refrigerator again.
Yeah.
Or he really did have a dissociative identity disorder and Jim showed them and Jimbo went upstairs. Bullshit.
I mean,
The
I know
girls-
there's cases, but I struggle with that.
Listen,
Diagnosis.
I'm just throwing out alternative hypotheses, trying to teach the public that what it seems like isn't always
it
what
wasn't
it
me.
is.
It was Margaret.
Because we've seen Primal Fear.
That and
Like-
Split.
Right.
Edward Norton in that movie
Oh, it was
is
great.
Oh my God. And scary at how much a human could convince you that they do have a
Yeah.
multiple or
Yeah.
dissociative personality disorder and then maybe really don't. And it's
Right.
it's rough.
It's hard. But
I hate
luckily,
defenses on cases like this.
luckily for these girls, he goes upstairs, and so they take the bread back. They put it in one of their own shopping bags that
They
they
took
had
her
with
head?
them. Yes, they did.
Brave
I mean,
girls.
brilliant, but
Brilliant.
like,
And then they ran.
I wouldn't have thought. I'd been like, we're getting the fuck out.
I would have
No.
run.
Wait, grab the head.
You know what they
Like,
were
no,
worried
Charnell, we're
about?
leaving.
They were worried.
We're fucking leaving right now.
I mean, Jason, don't be a bitch. Grab the head. Grab the head.
Brave girls.
Yes, very brave girls. And the reason that they did it is because they didn't think that the police, the Warren police, would believe
Right,
them
well-
if they said there is a severed head in the basement of this Jean Road home.
Brave girls.
Okay?
Smart girls.
But then they're like, well, where'd you get it? Well, we got it in there. How can they prove that's where they got it?
Well,
Then they're suspects.
don't worry, they do.
There's DNA.
Remember, she's buried in
Oh,
the
yeah.
backyard.
And
At
in the
least
car.
parts of her are.
yeah. So the police station's only like a couple
And
miles
what's-
down the road.
What's 15-year-old Augie doing? Is he-
Well,
I mean, he's like, can't wait till
doing
school.
what
Can't wait
he's
till
told.
school starts to tell everyone about this.
He was described as being very impressionable, Jason.
That's a nice way of saying it.
I don't
Not.
know. We're going to get to Augie, okay? And I can't imagine how traumatizing this must have been for all of them. And for the officer that they reached first at the station, can you imagine?
No.
Like, we've got something in this
Yes.
shopping bag you need to see. And because you guys, it's not just a severed head. What they did.
It's a skinless severed
Yes,
head.
what they did to her is unimaginable. So the police also acted fast, and within a couple of hours, Jimbo and Augie are in police custody.
Yeah.
Okay, so golf clap.
Yeah.
Yes,
For
that was
them.
appropriate.
Now, neither Jimbo or his cousin Augie ever denied being involved in Stephanie's murder. But according to their own statements, the idea to kill her came from Jimbo. And what the points of contention were simply what really happened, because Jimbo first said, I held her down while Augie stabbed her.
Does it?
And Augie was like, no, I was just there, and it was his idea, and he did all the stabbing.
I was going to pose a question, but I know the answer. Like,
okay,
it
but maybe someone else is thinking it, so go ahead.
Well, why? It shouldn't matter. Like, I know, like, sentencing-wise, it does.
For what?
Who held her down and who stabbed her.
Right.
Like, is one worse than the other at this point?
I think,
yes and no.
I think for the family, this is a part of the closure.
I see that, and again, for a layman's perspective, I see that as equally horrible.
It is in terms of the conviction, but they can consider mitigating circumstances for sentencing
and again,
purposes.
He's 15 and quote unquote impressionable. That's a whole different issue.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if two people do something like that and are both active participants,
right?
It shouldn't matter.
It shouldn't. But
it doesn't by law, by the way. It does allow you to treat both individuals identically for purposes of charging and for jury instructions that may be given to a jury. Again, the mitigating part of that comes up in a sentencing decision.
And what gets complicated here is that's what Jimbo said in his first confession. In his second confession,
Changed my mind.
He shifts the story, making it sound like he acted completely alone.
Oh.
Augie wasn't even there, even though Augie had already admitted to being there and placed it all on Jimbo.
They should have had a conversation. Hey, if we get caught, this is our story. Not trying to give any tips to the criminals, but come on.
They all know that.
Yes.
Like, maybe we should sort out our stories in case we get caught.
First of all, I find it hard to believe that they didn't try to sort their stories out, but somebody always falls. There is always a weak link. Law enforcement is always going to find one person who can't be consistent to be
honest with you, Augie remained consistent with this was Jimbo's idea and Jimbo did it. It was Jimbo who's like, yeah, it was my idea, but I just held her down. It was Augie who stabbed her. And
because I told him to.
Yeah, and then later he's like, exactly. And also later he's like, no, I did this all on my own. Like he was trying to protect Augie.
Well, a couple of things. Either he's trying to protect Augie, or Augie was trying to protect him, and he's like, you're taking the blame with me, and he's like, okay, because he's Augie.
Right.
Or there's a third option, and I'm drawing a blank, but
I mean, you've lost the path of.
I just always look at these perspectives and think I would be dead with her because he'd say stab her now, and I'd be like, nope.
Yeah.
I'm not taking a life.
And the thing is,
or this. I'm sorry, it came back around.
Okay.
Or he just wanted the credit because he's nuts. He's a psycho.
Jimbo?
Yeah. Jimbo just wanted all the credit.
Right.
He's like, oh, fuck it. We're caught now. No, this is me. I did this. He wants the credit and notoriety of doing this horrible shit.
It doesn't matter, though, because investigators already know the truth.
They know what happened.
Both of them had already talked to the police. Their statements did line up. It's just he tried to change his to later say, like, Augie wasn't even there to protect him. And it didn't matter. Augie already talked.
Where was his mother? Off selling marijuana?
They were Jimbo's?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just upstairs smoking, selling, just not knowing someone's being dismembered in her basement.
There was didn't hear any noises. Did you hear?
Probably used to it.
Did you hear a ruckus?
Right. And
Can you describe the ruckus,
She may have been out of it as well.
Yeah. Or she just wasn't there.
For sure. The fact of the matter is,
she was at a local school selling her.
Right. Yeah.
Warren.
They were both involved in the planning, in the killing, and in the dismemberment that followed. In the days after his arrest, Rodriguez sat for an interview and made it clear that he expected to spend the rest of his life in prison. What shocked investigators was his complete lack of remorse. He didn't feel guilty. He didn't have nightmares. He didn't feel anything at all. He told them, it's like, I'm feeling bad inside or he said, it's not like I'm feeling bad inside for it. And once
there's nothing inside.
For sure. And once the press got wind of the case, it exploded. A murdered teenage girl, a house filled with occult imagery.
Yep.
Stephanie's 666 tattoo. What I haven't told you yet is that Jimbo has a pentagram tattoo on his chest. There was a witchcraft book found in the home. Heavy metal tapes scattered around the room. God forbid.
God, don't go to my daughter's house.
Right? Seriously. Oh, aside from the 666 tattoo,
Well, right.
I probably have all of
I'm
those
pretty sure you've
things.
got a witch book somewhere
Oh,
in this
for
room.
sure.
There's one sitting right over there. It's just, it's about casting good
Don't
spells.
check my
I don't know.
Spotify list.
The occult was scary then.
It was.
It was, absolutely.
Because
It was a
again, of
thing.
the whole satanic panic wasn't just in the 70s, right?
No.
No, but
No.
it was
It
the
lasted.
late 80s when everyone had a Ouija board.
Well, and a
and
general
it was-
misunderstanding of what any of these particular, I guess either religions or beliefs or practices actually entail.
And listen, guys, that
Like you
stuff-
said, Tipper Gore was pissed.
Oh, yeah.
She
Yes.
was appalled
She
when
was
this
a
happened.
Is this general population?
It is.
It
Okay, I
is.
won't say the C word,
Yep.
but she was.
combined with the brutality of the killing, like the way that Stephanie was killed, she was dismembered,
Yeah.
and the way that her face and head were skinned looked ritualistic
It does. I mentioned it immediately.
to them.
Yeah.
Right? Even the coroner commented on it.
I'm sure you'll fill us in, but my question is, so what? Is this just glorification and media shit? Because does it matter? Like,
Well,
Yes.
there always is the potential that you're going to
Yes.
have a defense of the devil made me do it. I was.
has
being
that ever
told
held
to.
up in the history of court?
Well, I mean, it used to. There was.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
sure,
in
in the
Salem.
Well,
No, they just burned them.
yes.
The thing is it was the kind of sensational story that reporters, the public devoured. She's a pretty Christian schoolgirl, satanic symbolism, a beheading. It was tailor-made for the headlines, and what it did was it infuriated Stephanie's family.
Yeah.
He spoke openly. Her father, Robert, spoke openly about his frustration in an interview with the Times Herald, where he and his second wife had this is a tragic reality of the times. So they were coming back from their Florida vacation on July 13th while driving back to Michigan. They heard the news of Stephanie's murder on the radio.
Awful.
That is how they learned that Stephanie was gone.
They didn't know she was missing.
Well, he probably
In June.
He was
I
in
don't think that he
I
and his
know.
ex-wife had a great
That's what I'm
relationship. They
saying,
didn't
like-
talk. She's like, "Oh fuck him! I'm
And
not going
his-
to tell him
and
his
he's in
daughter's
Florida.
been missing."
And he can't get a hold of his daughter because what? It's the 90s and she's
Yeah,
couch surfing.
No cell phone.
That bothers
and,
me though.
And I don't think that she had dad's contact information in Florida, wherever he was staying. A hotel, presumably,
Right.
or motel, whatever. But then it seems like the media had shifted from the actual tragedy of this case, that a 15-year-old girl lost her life in a very brutal way, so that they can sensationalize the satanic panic, right? And that really, really upset her parents. And actually, Robert drove straight to Mary's home to confirm that Stephanie was gone, that after hearing that on the radio.
Unreal.
Yes, it was. It's it was just everywhere, and then the thing is that this narrative just fit so perfectly, right? And the Jean Road house didn't help the matters. In weeks after the murder, it was repeatedly vandalized, and then in August 1990, someone set it on fire. Every disturbing detail of the case was broadcast widely. Speculation ran wild. Were they Satanist? Was Stephanie sacrificed? Was there a cult operating in suburban Detroit? Jimbo loved this attention. He fed the frenzy.
Yep.
From a payphone inside the Macomb County Jail, he called the press and gave interviews. He claimed that he'd been practicing Satanism since he was 15, but the truth was far less dramatic. Stephanie wasn't killed by a cult. She was a vulnerable teenager targeted by a violent man with a long criminal history. Rodriguez was already on probation for the 1989 arson case. Police in Saginaw also wanted to question him about a kidnapping and an auto theft incident, and he had drug charges. In that case, he allegedly forced a woman at knife point to drive him from Saginaw to Warren. Then he threatened to kill her if she reported it. She did, and they were, still wanting him for questioning, but hadn't got a hold of him yet to question him. And once Rodriguez and Pena were arrested for Stephanie's murder, both were sent to the Center for Forensic Psychiatry in Ypsilanti for evaluation. There, they were each found competent to stand trial. Afterward, Augie was placed in a youth facility while Jimbo Rodriguez was held in the Macomb County Jail. Despite their age differences, Rodriguez, as an adult, and Augie Pena, still a minor, both were charged as adults with first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and mutilation of a human body. Their trials were scheduled separately in the summer of 91, with Jimbo's going first. His defense attorney pushed hard for the verdict of not guilty by reason of mental defect, but the judge refused to allow that option. A psychologist from the Forensic Center testified that Jimbo Rodriguez was sane and didn't suffer from multiple personalities. One of the most disturbing pieces of evidence shown during Jimbo's trial was a video of Stephanie's autopsy. Jurors and spectators watched as the camera documented her injuries: the severing of her head, the removal of skin from scalp and skull, her pale blue eyes staring blankly. The video lasted about 10 minutes. Many in the courtroom looked away, and the jury could not. Jimbo Rodriguez was found guilty on all charges and sentenced to life without parole. So,
for those of you that don't remember or recall, Michigan is not a death penalty state.
we are not.
Tell me how
Right.
you really feel. Lisa.
And yes. And I think that I did cover for you that the police found her buried in the backyard, and then also pieces of her in the Monte Carlo,
Yes.
right? So that is how they were able to, that's the evidence, right?
Mm-hmm.
By September 1991, Augie, now 16, went on trial. At the time of his arrest, he had long black hair that hung past his shoulders and a mustache. By trial, he appeared with a neat conservative haircut. Like Jimbo Rodriguez, he was found guilty of all charges and sentenced to life without parole. Before moving forward, it's important to understand Jimbo Rodriguez's background. His first major encounter with police happened in August 1987, just 2 weeks after his birthday. On August 30th in Saginaw, Michigan, his mother picked up a gun and shot herself in front of Jimbo and his father. She died shortly after arriving at St. Luke's Hospital. When hospital staff informed Jimbo of her death, he became physically aggressive, punching walls, throwing objects, yelling at staff. His behavior frightened other patients. The police charged him with disorderly conduct.
After his mom died,
Mm-hmm.
committed suicide in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't love that.
Yeah.
And I don't feel bad for him. I feel bad for child him who hadn't committed any crimes yet.
Right. Yes, this was the beginning. Yes. This incident, his mother taking her life in front of him, marked the beginning of a long, troubled path that ultimately led to Stephanie's murder. And I'm not saying that as an excuse for him. I'm saying that as some
It's a
background so
catalyst
we can
of what happened to this
understand.
child.
Yes.
No,
yes.
you can take another person whose
Yep.
parent unalived themselves in front of them who would never go on to murder another human being or be aggressive or sadistic in any way.
It's a mitigating factor, as
There are-
Megan would say.
There are choices that you make when you're dealing with the hand that you were dealt.
By the way, I say that in everyday life to people when I'm like, and that's a mitigating factor. And they're like, uh-huh.
Okay.
Like, okay.
Megan taught me big words.
Like,
That's above your pay grade.
right.
Can you spell
For
that?
for decades, this story seemed settled. Stephanie was buried. Her killers
I
were
know.
locked away for life.
You're about to break everybody's hearts.
Yeah. But in the fall of 2019, Augie Pena's case came up for review under the U.S. Supreme Court ruling that required reconsideration of juvenile life without parole sentences.
Call it the juvenile lifer case.
Yep. At his hearing, a psychologist described Augie Pena as a model inmate. He had earned his high school diploma, learned sign language, and worked translating Braille books for blind readers. His disciplinary record was spotless. He had family support waiting for him on the outside. The Macomb County prosecutor argued strongly against his release, citing the horrific nature of the crime. Despite that, 45-year-old Augustine Pena was released in December 2020 after serving nearly 30 years. According to Michigan's offender tracking system, he was paroled to the Saginaw area and now lives with family.
Yep.
Jimbo Rodriguez remains incarcerated near Ionia, serving life without parole. Now, Valerie Rapson, one of the women who discovered Stephanie's remains in the basement freezer, she actually passed away in 2014. And
Sad.
I mean, she is one of the reasons how this case got solved and
brave and smart.
yes, so
Brave and
quickly.
smart.
And so I felt that it was necessary just to tell her rest in peace because her bravery led to closure for this family. So
Go ahead and ask me.
I'm not going to ask you. I was going to say this is probably going to be shocking, to both of you, I'm not really upset about Augie's
that he
outcome.
served 30 years
Yeah,
and is now
I mean,
has the opportunity to.
As a 15-year-old, I mean, there's a lot of things that can go into that. One,
Sure.
his fucking head isn't, his frontal
His
lobe's not
brain isn't
developed.
growing. That's the whole reason for the Supreme Court
and again,
case.
there's
Yeah.
a speculation on our part at this point, but what that relationship with him and his cousin Jim was like, he was probably horrified of the man. And again, these are all things that we can speculate,
They look
for-
at risk of recidivism.
yeah.
Yep.
And
And I would agree. I think his
I-
recidivism risk is quite low, not under the influence of violent,
Right.
angry people.
And I mean, I carry on about the death sentence and often being a fan of it.
and
but
and there's times where it's
There are
deserving
times,
in your
but
heart.
again,
Yeah.
I can wrap my head around accepting his change in sentencing.
Yeah. Yep. The detail about him doing Braille for blind children kind of cracked me up because I'm like, it's not just children that are blind, by the way,
Right.
that use
For blind
those.
people.
Right.
We're letting him
that
have
use
access
that
to children?
service.
I don't love that.
No, it was just the books.
It was just the book.
Oh.
Not the children,
Oh,
just the
good.
books.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again,
I mean, but
there's,
now he does. He's free.
Yeah.
but there's
but-
there is an argument in the sense of some rehabilitation there that
So-
he's
Also, that's just a job he was given in
We
prison.
have to
by
look
the
at
way. Like
you-
well, maybe he picked it.
So, Jason, I bet you could have been given a completely different case and felt completely different
I'm
based
sure.
off of the set of circumstances. And this is a horrible, like a horrific, grotesque homicide that occurred. I can assure you that every judge who's had to hear these juvenile lifer cases, they have to have a full hearing. They don't
Yeah.
just look at it and say, oh, you have a good record,
Yes.
so I'm going to let
Right,
you out today.
right.
They're having full hearings. These are cases where the victims and their families come in and get a say. The prosecution comes in to, represent them and why they're, advocating for the sentence to continue. And then they have to look at all of the other stuff and make a collective decision. I don't envy my benchmates anywhere in the U.S. that are having to reconsider these cases and make a decision that lies firmly on them.
Yep.
And nobody else
Nope.
on that jurist, whether or not they're going to let somebody out at this point and
Yeah.
overturn a sentence. Finding in this case that it exceeded and that it was cruel and unusual, and that in this particular case, we're going to go ahead and resentence them back to life because of it.
And
How they've acted since their post behavior, things like that.
And
It's
Stephanie's
rough.
family was not okay with
I'm
him
sure
being
I'm
released.
sure they wouldn't.
Very
and
few people are.
right,
for sure.
right.
I have seen some cases where there's
I'm sure some Bible thumper is like, I forgive
not
you.
just Bible
But-
thumpers, Jason. That was rude. Like people who are spiritually like in tune. Like I could see Charnell offering forgiveness for something. You don't have to forget, but saying, okay, based
she
off
doesn't
of what I'm
forget.
seeing.
Yes. Yeah, Megan is spot on.
I
Megan's
could-
spot on.
and
with me.
the same for
Yep.
me. You look
Well-
at me like I'm some mean, like vindictive thing that would be like more likely to pummel them than to let them be out of jail. But I could see a circumstance where I would be like, okay, all right, I
Do
understand
you know
why
what
the
I-
judge is seeing
You know what I
this.
explained to someone yesterday? Empathy is not something that we treat empathy like it is something somebody has to earn.
No, everybody
Empathy
deserves
is actually a gift that should be given. It doesn't mean that there's no accountability.
Right.
It doesn't mean that you forget what
Doesn't mean
happened.
I'm not angry.
But you can have empathy for the person in the situation and the fact that they're going to have to suffer their consequences.
Yeah.
I have empathy for the fact that his frontal lobe wasn't developed.
Well-
He was likely terrified of Jimbo as well, and he acted on this horrible thing and then served 30 years for it.
Right. I mean, that is, again, if he was 18, and the difference of 3 years, 2.5 years, however old he was, if he was 18 when it happened, I might have a different opinion today.
Maybe
I'm like, no, fucking leave him in there and let him rot.
I
think
always
the
struggle with
juvenile-
that too because I'm like, God, that number's so made up. That's
It's
such a
it's
made up
kind of
number. And you know what?
arbitrary, right?
It is
but
like
it's
18. Now you're an adult.
I think
Yeah.
the juvenile
Like,
lifer one though
oh.
extended past 18.
It does.
But-
it
but
does.
again,
Yeah,
That's a
It's
different.
well into your 20s.
it is. And
but
again,
a difference of 2.5 years, where I'm serious. I would be like, no, let him rot.
23 seems arbitrary, but I feel like it might be something like that.
I
Which is
thought
again,
it was 26, Megan.
well, 26 would make the most sense because
that is when your frontal lobe is fully
it has developed. And
Yes.
I should know that, but my brain is so full of other information right now I can't remember.
It's still
But
developing.
It's not. I'm well past 26.
because she's just a spring
But
chick.
Right.
I wanted to point out too, just really quickly, that while we're saying that we can see this empathy and could understand why a sentence would be overturned, for those of you out there that are like, absolutely not, that person sucks and they deserve to spend the rest of their life in prison, and I can't forgive them and they don't deserve a second chance. I love you.
Yeah,
like you
yeah,
deserve your
absolutely.
opinion too.
100%.
Absolutely.
And I can also have empathy for that and understand why you would
Yes.
feel that way.
Yes, and it's the same with all of these judges. I totally understand when people disagree with my sentencing decisions and are mad at me for it.
Right.
I'm
Absolutely.
somebody's not leaving happy.
No, I know. I mean,
And
that's
a lot
that's
of
our
the
job
times,
too.
and
Yep.
just to be clear, it's me often.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's other people that don't leave happy too. It's really hard to make everybody happy or make what you think is the fairest decision on the spot. But that's why you elect these people.
Yep. You can.
And the judges making those decisions, at least in Michigan, are all elected judges.
Yep. I mean, it's this. There's a lot of positions that are like that, where you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. Jason and I are in one as well.
Amen. Yes, they
where
are.
There is always going to be one half of the case that is going to be upset with the decision that you had to make based on the law, right, and based on the circumstances.
The law? Mm-hmm. Who follows
I know.
that?
Imagine that. Well,
Me.
not
One of
some
the-
people.
I do.
One of the people in this room does.
It's me.
Maybe two.
I definitely
Charnell.
do. I know, it's so true. I don't even jaywalk. I have been with you too.
Jaywalking is an infraction, okay?
Yeah, well,
it's not
I don't
even
do
criminal
it
in nature.
because if somebody hits me while I'm jaywalking, they're the asshole, and that's not true. I was jaywalking. I'm the asshole.
civilly, you're right. It's called contributory negligence.
Not you're the
But
asshole.
criminally
Why
speaking,
don't they let me write the laws?
it's a moving violation causing injury or death. So
Yeah.
just letting you know. Why don't they let me write the laws? I think you answered your own question.
Yeah, you're right. I would name them totally inappropriate things.
Right. Nell's Law,
Nell's Law. You're the asshole.
Dr. D's misdemeanor. Listen, I want you all to keep this in mind. I had an attorney come in once and he said, all these laws and statutes, they're really confusing. All we really need is civil infraction, misdemeanor, and felony stupid, civil infraction, misdemeanor, felony asshole, and civil infraction, misdemeanor, and felony crazy. And those are the only crimes that we need. And they all carry from these are a fine, these are 0 to 2 years, and these are 2 to life. Just pick.
Crazy,
Based
stupid,
off
and
of the
asshole.
severity. Crazy, stupid, and asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
I can get on board with that.
Yeah, I mean, you've covered it all there, because it really does.
But vote for me to
but
run
then-
your new government.
But then you have to be the judge.
In our utopia.
You have to literally judge them and be like, "Are you stupid? Or are you just a fucking asshole?"
I'm gonna get an
Are you
expert
crazy
opinion.
or just stupid?
Like,
gonna
I
get an
think
expert
you're
opinion.
crazy.
yeah.
More people now are, and that's
Who
insensitive.
decides?
But
So,
Do you
mental
know how many
illness.
times
a
I have said, is
psychologist,
she
a
crazy or just
psychiatrist
stupid?
can say if they're crazy, quote unquote. I'm doing finger quotes if you're only listening.
we
if
call
you're
this
crazy,
we call it a mental health assessment.
another person can say, "Oh, they're quote unquote stupid or uneducated or underdeveloped." Let's
Ignorant.
say. Who decides if you're just an asshole?
Me.
Oh man,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
all the
there
time.
are
I
some.
don't think a psych exam is going to be like, he's an asshole.
Oh, absolutely, because they're going to be like, I'm sorry, there is no intellectual disability here, okay? There's no mental health, so you're just an asshole.
Or there is mental health, but it's a normal amount of mental health that wouldn't cause you to commit a crime. Therefore,
Right.
You're an asshole.
Right.
Yes. See? We can figure this
Who
out.
do we lobby this to?
I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna
Vote,
put it
vote for Crime
in
Curious.
the book of laws.
Yeah. We're just rewriting the book.
Oh, shoot. Okay, anybody have a brain bath for us?
I do.
Thank you all so much for hanging out
No,
with us
wait,
this
I
week.
have one.
No, I have
no,
one.
No,
No,
mine's
I
better.
have one. A man went to his dentist because something felt wrong in his mouth. The dentist examined him and said, "That new upper plate I put in for you 6 months ago is eroding. What have you been eating?" The man replied, "All I can think of is that about 4 months ago, my wife made some asparagus and put some stuff on it that was delicious. Hollandaise sauce. I loved it so much I now put it on everything. Meat, toast, fish, vegetables, everything." "Well," said the dentist, "that's probably the problem. Hollandaise sauce is made with lots of lemon juice, which is highly corrosive. It's eating away at your upper plate. I'll make you a new plate and this time use chrome." "Why chrome?" asked the patient, to which the dentist replied, "It's simple. Everyone knows there's no plate like chrome for the hollandaise.
It was a pun. Jason
no
is
shit.
Place like
You don't say.
Rome for the hollandaise.
Did you know?
Damn
no,
it.
No, you're done.
Okay.
You're done.
You're done.
Yes.
Did
Jason
you-
was trying to
did
beat
you
Megan,
know-
by
did-
the way, to the brain bath so he wouldn't have to listen to
Did
a
you
pun.
know that? Did you know that George Washington had no idea that dinosaurs existed?
Okay.
This is a joke.
No, this
Are you
is a
telling me
fact. This
joke?
is a timeline
Well,
fact.
they wouldn't have seen any.
Okay.
He wouldn't have
Right.
seen any fossils or
No,
ever been
'cause
presented with them.
fossils weren't discovered till 1824.
Yeah. Okay. No.
So can you
actually,
imagine just
I
going through life
didn't know
like,
that.
what's a dinosaur?
I
Well, no,
think
he
that
wouldn't
it
be
wouldn't bother
because
you because
You wouldn't know. Oh my God! What other things do we not know about?
Oh, I'll tell you.
A lot.
Let me tell you
So
something
much.
else. Did you know? I'll give you a guess. What do you think is older, trees or sharks?
Trees.
Oh, see, I would think sharks are.
Sharks are older than trees.
Yeah, because
But
all life
sharks-
started
okay.
in the water.
Sharks have existed
Trees are
longer
life.
than trees. I can give you facts.
No, I believe you.
No, it's wait. There's
I mean, when you
I was
think
just going
about
with like prehistoric trees that were really kind of that moss stuff that covered the earth. But you're right, water was there first.
Yeah.
So
trees started about 360 million years ago, and sharks are known to have existed 450 million
and
years
there's
ago.
probably one still alive that's that
Oh,
old.
probably.
Because I saw the Meg.
well,
So
right.
I know.
That, yeah,
So
in
you
the Meg
know.
too.
I know.
I
Okay,
have one
more.
for you.
Okay, wait.
No, I like this.
Okay. Would you think of
Okay, now we're stuck.
Like,
what
wait,
happens now?
Wait.
Okay.
Would you? What if trees are just souls that needed to take 1,000-year break? Would you think differently about them before cutting them
We're
down?
peeing on one?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
I
Oh.
wouldn't at all.
See,
if a
I'm
soul,
sorry, wrong audience.
You know
I
what?
thought you guys.
Like,
You know
this
why,
is the worst. This
Charnell?
is the dumb place for a soul to live.
because if a soul
You're now a house.
can decide to take a break in a tree, it can decide to go someplace else when I cut it down.
Well,
Is it stuck there?
I think its purpose is to just live there quietly. What if it
So we've
chooses?
just been
What if we just had a
destroying
really
souls
bad
this whole time.
incarnation?
I don't think we should destroy souls or trees.
No.
Unless something.
But they are living beings. What
Is-
if they were,
a tree
Is this
falls
an
on my
avatar?
house. Does that make the tree
You don't know.
human soul that it was before a dick?
Yes,
He jumped on my house, man.
maybe.
I think it's rude.
Did you know that French,
Friends?
the place French,
Okay.
France.
France.
The place French. All right.
it was still their use of execution when Star Wars came out?
What was?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'd left that part out.
I'm
the
like,
details. The details are important.
The guillotine?
The guillotine was France's use of execution
Yes.
right up until the year Star Wars came out.
In the 70s. Yeah,
like
absolutely.
1970, 1977, and Star Wars came out in
I knew
76, I
that.
think.
There was still, in certain states, I think, and you'd have to check this, you could still be executed by hanging, by firing squad. Those were all options pre-chemical, but then electric chair, that was scary for some people.
Listen.
I mean, there are times when I've seen historically
take
things
me
happen
to
with the electric
guillotine
chair.
before the electric chair.
Shoot me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
things can go wrong with that. I feel like the
mean-
guillotine is quick and painless.
I
No,
think we can
we've
all
had-
agree
I mean,
hanging
leading-
is the worst.
Oh,
Yes.
hanging's just ineffective and
Yeah,
terrible.
and green. I
Yeah.
survived my hanging, and all I got was a stupid casket. Like,
and green.
and
See a
green.
previous
Right?
episode. That is a crazy episode.
The University of Oxford is older than the Aztec Empire.
Really?
Yes.
no shit.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that.
The University of Oxford originated in 1096.
Oxford did?
Wow. You are just full of useless information that we didn't know we needed today, my friend.
I do.
I didn't just
I
come up with
didn't
this, by
know
the
I
way.
needed to know this, but now that I know, I need to
you're-
know.
Right.
If you're new to this show, Jason's not just this smart. I mean, I'm pretty smart, but I'm
You have a
reading this.
phone in front of you.
Yeah,
I'm
no, I
pretty
know.
smart. You just told us, did you know that in French?
In French.
And then you left out the biggest detail
I
of
was
the whole
excited
story.
about the
but-
story.
No.
Yes.
Is it true
'Cause
in
it involves
Spanish
Star
too?
Wars. No, in Spanish, they do things differently.
Oh, Lord. Well, thank you for this.
Okay, one more.
One more.
Oh, God. Okay.
What are we ending on?
A day on Venus
Okay. Oh, yeah, I've
is
heard this.
longer than a year on Venus.
Mhm.
Now, are you smart enough to guess why? I know you are, but can you guess why? Can you
I just
explain
want you to tell me.
It
Because
it-
if
it
you
doesn't-
had the day
it-
that I had
it
today,
orbits the sun,
Yeah.
Right.
but it doesn't rotate.
Rotate
It
on its
rotates
axis.
extremely small as it orbits the sun.
Okay.
So that's why a day is longer than a year on Venus.
Okay.
I have
So
read that
if you
before.
if you only have a year to live, go to Venus because every day feels like a fucking eternity.
Because every day feels like a year.
Yes, more so. than that.
Yes.
Thanks.
Yes.
But
I've lived
Court's
those
adjourned.
days before. Court's adjourned.
we stand in recess.
Recess. Okay.
Oh,
Until the next episode.
you asked on a general audience episode if I take my gavel into, not this tiny one, but a real one, my big one.
I want to know. What is the answer?
I don't have a gavel in my courtroom.
Can
I
you?
didn't think so.
Of course I can.
Why don't you?
Because I'm a human being, and I think that doing this to someone,
Jesus.
See, doesn't go well. That's why she
That's
doesn't
why
do
she
it.
doesn't have one.
She just
She's
dropped
gonna
it.
break
It's
it
so
or drop it.
hardcore.
it's potentially dangerous.
Right. It is potentially
really
dangerous.
Because
Disappointed.
I would throw this at someone, Jason. I know me.
Yeah.
And you know what I use?
So you have nothing on your.
I
No,
use my
she
words.
just says
Stand.
dismissed.
Anything that I could do with this, I can do with this.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm going to need to pick that
And
up.
she doesn't need to feel the power between her fingers because she knows she's already got it right here with her tongue. And her husband agrees. Okay, on that note, we hope that you keep it curious.
And keep listening.
Till next time.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, used to chase the tears in a different kind of grind, helping little ones leaving our old selves behind. Charnell, Jason, Megan, a trio strong and true, but the system wore us out, needed something fresh and new. So we flipped the script, found the mic and the beat. From deep investigations to stories bittersweet. Prosecutor, the judge, that's Megan on the mic. Charnell digs the dirt, makes sure the facts are right. Crime curious, yeah, that's the name we claim. Shaking our grief, fanning the curious flame. From global listeners to the brain bag we provide. Keep it curious, keep listening with nowhere to hide. Jason's got the wisdom and the jokes to make us smile. Keeps the energy flowing for every single mile. We dive into the dark where the mysteries reside, unraveling the truth with nowhere left to hide. Laws and evidence, Megan lays it down with grace, while Charnell's deep research sets the compelling pace. Crime curious, yeah, that's the name we claim. Shaking our great, fanning the curious flame. From global listeners to the brain bag we provide. Keep it curious, keep listening with nowhere to hide. Don't ask about the raccoons, some secrets we just keep. But every week we're digging secrets buried deep. For every mind that wonders, for every soul that seeks, we're here to break it down in our Crime Curious Speaks. Crime Curious, yeah, that's the name we claim. Shaking our grief,